that I'm live. So, right then. Hello? I don't know if it's working or not. Can somebody...
Well, would you look at that? I'm live.
Give me a confirmation or something?
Right then.
Hello? I don't know if it's working or not. Can somebody...
Well, would you look at that? I'm live.
Give me a confirmation or something? Is it echoing or something?
Right then.
Crazy. Hello? I don't know if it's working or not. Can somebody...
Well, would you look at that? I'm live.
Give me a confirmation or something? Is it echoing or something?
Right then.
Crazy.
Hello?
I don't know if it's working or not. Can somebody...
Well, would you look at that? I'm live.
Give me a confirmation or something? Is it echoing or something?
Right then.
Crazy. Alright, hopefully that does the trick. Well, hopefully that doesn't display on stream, but, Hello? I don't know if it's working or not. Can, would you look at that? I'm live. Give me a confirmation or something. Oh god, it's still echoing. I don't know why it's still echoing. Oh god, it's still echoing. I don't know why it's still echoing. I can only hear it a bit. Okay, well. Oh, hold on. It says the stream's active, so. Alright, well. I'm sorry if you cannot hear, however, there's not a lot I can do about that, but if anything, we can just talk in chat, and that's fine enough. So, I can only hear it a bit. Oh, that's loud. I'm sorry if you cannot hear, however, there's not a lot I can do about that, but if anything, we can just talk in chat, and that's fine enough. So, I can only hear it a bit. Oh, that's loud. So what's up? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of just doing this to see if it works, honestly. Should we collab on stuff? I mean, I don't know. That kind of depends on what we can do, really. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of just doing this to see if it works, honestly. Should we collab on stuff? I mean, I don't know. That kind of depends on what we can do, really. I've noticed there's at least 3 or 4 people in the chat. Who are they exactly? I have no idea, but I don't know. Glad to see you here. Recreation of summer picnic trailer. I mean, it's possible. 3 or 4 people in the chat. Who are they exactly? I have no idea, but I don't know. Glad to see you. Recreation of summer picnic trailer. I mean, it's possible. 3 or 4 people in the chat. I just realized I've been live for about, I don't know, nearly 5 minutes now. That's pretty impressive. I thought I was going to be so nervous I would quit halfway through. I guess live streaming isn't as, like, nerve-wracking as you think, as long as it's like, as long as it's just in like a casual level like this, and you're not trying to prove anything to anyone, I guess it's not so bad.
I thought I was gonna be so nervous I would quit halfway through. I guess live streaming isn't as like nerve-wracking as you think, as long as it's like, as long as it's just in like a casual level like this, and you're not trying to prove anything to anyone, I guess it's not so bad.
Oh, that's nice of you. I mean, I don't know what to talk about necessarily, but, thank you for sharing the stream. Really appreciate it. However, you can only talk in chat if you're subscribed, so I recommend you do that. Shameless plug, I know. Also, if you hear any like creaking noises, that's my chair. It's a little how to put it, rickety, let's just say. Yeah, it's a little weird, but it does the job. Hello, Strawberry Plush Productions. Hopefully the stream is not echoing for you, as in my voice, because it was at the start, and it's not great, but I've turned off all other devices that could possibly have been causing it, so hopefully that sorts out the issue. I don't suppose I could get maybe a little bit of confirmation that this worked. I'll be waiting, don't worry. Oh, it's not echoing? Oh, that's great then. Well then, so I think the issue's been fixed. All I'm gonna say is, I definitely will not be rewatching this stream because it was echoing for quite a solid time. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit embarrassing. But anyway, I was kind of thinking, should I do like live streams like this every Friday? Should that be a tradition? Just a chance for me to sit down and talk to you guys, because I feel like that could be really nice. Could be my way of social interaction. Yeah, alright, that's good. Maybe I should follow up on that then. As long as I got the time, then yeah, I'll give it a go. Only question is, well, what exactly... Not what exactly, just like... I'm just thinking, what more could I do apart from just like, I don't know, talking? Now, if I could, I would definitely broadcast gameplay of Smash Bros. Ultimate, because I like that game. And if you didn't know, I'm a King K. Rool main, so that just makes the game 10 times more fun. But yeah, if I could, I would do that. And I would also like to fight you guys if any of you have the game, because I would like to see how good you guys are. I'm just going to have a look through the different statuses of my stream quickly. I've never done this before, so yeah, I'm just having a look to see if it's all good. Yeah, and I think it is. So yeah. Well, what do I want to talk about? Well, I need to stop repeating well. That's really embarrassing. I have an idea. What do you guys think of the Angry Birds Movie 3? Personally, I think it's going to be pretty awful. But doesn't everyone? I mean, listen, right? It's never a good sign if they're like putting, I don't know, industry plant, quote unquote, actors in movies. But if it's something like, I don't know, Angry Birds, do they really belong there? Let's be honest. I want to hear your guys' opinions in the chat. Oh, and we've reached the 10-minute mark. Look at that. Only 20 minutes to go before I end stream, but that's okay. I'm sure we can get the most out of this. The only thing I hate is Red X Silver. You know, fair enough. I don't really ship characters like that, so I don't inherently care, but it is kind of like awkward. I can't lie. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same thing here. It's more or less just red and silver, and you know, I kind of get that. I guess there really was no need for like a romance subplot in the second movie between them, so yeah, it does feel kind of forced. With the second movie, it feels like they were trying to cram 50 different genres into one film, and it didn't really work. I'm gonna be honest. They basically just kind of went random BS go, and that's how it turned out. To this day, I still don't know how the second movie is rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes than the first. You heard me right. For some reason, the second movie is rated higher. Why? If I had to guess, it's probably because of all the middle-aged parents just thinking it's a great movie for their kids. And you know what? I guess I can't argue with that, but still, as an Angry Birds fan since I was young, that's that kind of sucks. I can't even lie. Yeah, I've just got a feeling the third movie is going to be absolutely awkward. Not even that. It's going to be what you would call dog water, even if we were to use that kind of vocabulary. Like, of course I'm going to go see it still, because, well, I'm an Angry Birds fan. Of course I'm going to go see it, but, yeah. I can't say I'm definitely going to be pleased when I walk out of that theatre. Unless they bring in Angry Birds Space somehow. Now, I think that would definitely improve the movie because, well, you know, Rovio's been kind of obsessing over Angry Birds Space recently with the space event in Angry Birds 2, so if they were to bring it into the third movie, I'd be fine with that. And also, because the third movie is coming out this year, what do you guys think of Angry Birds potentially coming to Fortnite? Because personally, I would love that. If they made Red a sidekick, I would never use any other sidekick ever. And the reason I bring this up is because apparently this year we're also supposed to be getting Sonic the Hedgehog skins, which, you know, if they bring Shadow to the game, like, my bank account is cooked. Because if I have the combo of, like, Shadow the Hedgehog as the skin and Redbird as the sidekick, like, that's like a god combo right there. I am never using anything else ever. Simple as that. What do you guys think, though? Do you want Angry Birds to come to Fortnite? If you even play it, that is, to be fair. I didn't even think about that. To be honest, I feel like I'm like one of the only people in this community that even plays Fortnite, but maybe that's just because, I don't know. I wouldn't say the game is dying, but I guess, I don't know, most of the collaborations they throw in there are just kind of unnecessary. And I get it's what they do to make money, but at the same time, I feel like the only way to make collaborations special is if you only do them once in a blue moon. And I guess Fortnite didn't really get the memo on that, but you know what? It's fine. I respect the hustle, if you can even call it that. The thing is, though, right? Oh, hello, Rolling Jack. How you doing? Yeah, I was gonna say, if sidekicks didn't exist in Fortnite, how would they make Red into a skin? Because I've seen loads of different concept arts, and I have to say, I think my favorite like concept has got to be if they stuck Redbird on top of like a mech suit that was made of like wood, glass, and stone, like the games. That would be pretty awesome. But if anything, they're definitely gonna make Red into a sidekick because he's just the perfect size, really. So now what? Got 15 minutes left. So what do you guys want to talk about? I want to see if any of you are even that like active in chat, but you know, it's looking pretty good so far. Like for my first ever stream, this is pretty nice. I just hope if I ever end up rewatching this, I can actually hear myself, but hopefully that happens. Well, if we see an Angry Birds Go twist in the movie, that will be classic energy. Yeah, I don't know if they'd ever reference Angry Birds Go, right? Because I feel like to Rovio, that game is long gone. I mean, actually, they did reference Angry Birds Go in a recent episode of Slingshot Stories. However, that was just one time. I don't know if they're ever going to do it again. However, hold on. I've got a pitch right here. Do you guys want to hear my idea for an Angry Birds movie? Now, listen, I kind of have multiple ideas, but would you want to know, like, my idea for, like, a reboot of the Angry Birds movies? Just asking. I do have a lot of ideas. I'm very inventive. Yes? Alright then. So, where to begin with this? Okay, so basically, my idea for a reboot of the Angry Birds movie would start like this, right? I'm basically just going to go through the whole film, like scene by scene. I mean, not the whole film, that would take like ages, but you know. So basically, it would start out with a flashback of like the birds and pigs at war in Pig City, and then a familiar looking red bird, but not the red bird we know, like absolutely wrecks this pig in a helmet, but the pig in the helmet ends up surviving by the end of the battle. And because the pigs have such like overpowering forces, the birds are basically forced to run with the eggs and flee Piggy Island. And yeah, the pig that got hit with the helmet ends up becoming Corporal Pig, and Leonard is the one that gives him that title, and then that goes to like the title screen. I say it like it's a game, but really I just cannot think of film terminology right now. Um, so then it cuts to Red, as in the one we know, just kind of narrating over his life. And at one point, he was basically in this casino with a bunch of other birds. And as he was playing a game, he sees that one of the other birds is cheating, and he gets so mad that he like absolutely well, he basically destroys the other bird and leaves him with severe injuries. So that involves Red being taken to court, where he is basically banished from Bird Island and sent to Piggy Island. Now, the reason they did this is because, well, I guess they thought the pigs didn't live there anymore because the island was way too small, but even so, Red gets sent there and is basically forced to self reflect on his actions. And while he's in the woods, he finds, like, well, 3 eggs, as it goes in Angry Birds. And as he's inspecting them, he decides that he has to take them under his wing, because, well, metaphorical wing, because did I mention that this movie would be in the Toon style? So every character is round, so in this case it would be metaphorical wing, but yeah, he basically takes the eggs under his wing, protects them, you know the drill. And then eventually, as he's touring the island, he discovers Chuck, Bomb, the Blues, and Matilda who were all sent there for their own reasons, but they basically become like a family of sorts. And it's only when King Pig, as in the OG one, not Leonard, because after the flashback in the beginning of the movie, King Pig is all grown up. Now, we don't exactly know where Leonard is, but my best guess is that he's probably on a retirement home somewhere else. And yeah, King Pig discovers there's still 3 eggs on the island, so he sends his pig army to get the eggs so he can eat them. And of course, the birds can't allow that, so they attack Pig City. And in the end, while Red and King Pig are having a 1v1, Bomb basically explodes like a nuke and blows up the whole city. And then that basically cements the rivalry between King Pig and the birds in the rest of the movies. So, that's pretty much it. What did you think? I'm curious to see what you think. I know that sounded like a bunch of yapping, but you know, I tend to do that a lot. So, you know, it happens. And also, I don't know why I keep feeling the need to say this, but I really hope that you guys can hear me. Because I've just got like my microphone, I'm holding it like below me. So, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the idea. Can you be the first Angry Birds player to get a VR headset? Is that what you're saying? I don't know about that necessarily, because VR headsets are quite expensive. However, I don't know. We'll see. Now, the only unfortunate thing I'll say is that my microphone is running low on battery, it seems, and that's not good. So I may have to end the stream within the next few minutes, unfortunately. However, it has been great talking to you guys, but I'm not going to end it yet, because I need to wait for signs that my microphone is actually going to die. So, for maybe until like the last 3 minutes, what do you guys want to mention before I go? I shall be waiting. Also, if you hear any clicking sounds, that is my mouse. I'm gonna be real, my microphone is very sensitive. It picks up almost every sound, even if it's like upstairs or downstairs. Well, if I ever need you as a voice actor, would you actually do it? Yeah, of course. I'd love to do it. I mean, it's my whole shtick, of course. Like, if I'm not a voice actor, what am I? I mean, I guess I also could be a graphic designer, because, you know, I make my own thumbnails and they're actually kind of hype, but, you know, of course I would do voice acting for you. Like, I'm happy to take any job that's Angry Birds related. Or just anything, really. Like, anything that relates to my hyper fixations. Like, I don't know, Dragon Ball, Five Nights at Freddy's, Sonic, Transformers, etc. You can definitely tell I was the type of child that was obsessed with dinosaurs. Believe it or not, I did actually have like an Angry Birds book that was about dinosaurs when I was younger, and I think I still got it somewhere actually. Obviously, I can't show it off because I don't have a webcam, but I don't know, maybe I could share it on a YouTube post or something. Is it daytime in your place? Yeah, it's about like nearly 1:30. So, yeah. Where exactly are you going with that? Are you like requesting like voice lines or something? Because I'd be happy, but you know, I'm just waiting to see. Now that I think about it, that was probably the wrong thing to say. I don't know. Maybe you were just questioning that because maybe it's nighttime where you are. So, you know, that's probably a bit more logical. And I am sorry if my interests get in the way of my dialogue sometimes. Did I really just say dialogue? Goodness me. I've really got, like, film studies terminology, like, in my brain. Can you do a face reveal on 1000 sub special? Now that's something I don't really know about, because, yeah. I don't know if I want to necessarily. I just don't really feel comfortable with sharing my face online because, unless I've got like sunglasses and a hat on, maybe, but still, I don't want people to roast me. That's not a good idea. So, if anything, I probably won't, but thanks for asking, I guess. And, bro, it's nighttime in my place. It's 6:25. Oh. PM or AM? Kind of depends. Because if it was AM, then yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. But PM is not so bad, in my opinion. Now, the thing is, my microphone, I don't know if it, ever, like, flashes a certain color when it's about to die. So, I'm just waiting to see if that happens, and then I will end stream, but still. Anyway, PM, I guess. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's... Actually, if it's 6:25 PM, that's not so bad, but... Wait, why did I say... No, I don't know. Sometimes I just piece together messages that I've seen before to form sentences, and it ends up looking a little clunky, but you know what? It's fine. My speaking abilities aren't the best anyway, unless I'm reading off a script for voice acting. It really just does depend. So, one last question I'm trying to think of before I go. What kind of video would you guys want to see next on my channel? I feel like I need to ask this at least once. I'm curious. What do you guys have in mind? Like, I'm all open for content suggestions. If I can do them, of course. Gameplays, animations, etc. I mean, that would be nice, but, yeah, I don't know about that. Because, me personally, I don't know how to record gameplay. I'm not a tech whiz. And animations would be nice. And I've already done a few on my YouTube intro, you could say. However, I just don't know if I'd be able to make something fully. Although I will say my friend, Shiny Image Studios, is currently making her own animation type stuff, so, you know, you can subscribe to her if you'd like. Believe it or not, she was also the one that made the sprites of my bird that you see on screen right now. And I have to thank her for that, because my bird stands out a lot more now, because it's not just a low quality edit made by me anymore. So that's great. But anyway, yeah, edits? I don't know about edits. I feel like most of the softwares people use for editing, like, you know, those, like, edits with, like, funk music or something, they more or less just have to, like, use, like, a paid subscription. And I'm not really in the mood to pay for stuff like that right now. Mainly because I'm actually kind of broke. Gosh. Sometimes I can't tell whether being unemployed is a blessing or a curse, but I don't know. Because it's really giving me a lot of free time right now, but I guess it's not going to last for long. I do need to start getting my own money at some point. So in that case, before I go, anything else you guys want to mention? Don't worry, I'll hold it out for the next minute. Any second now. Did you know that my bird sonar is inspired by Christopher Ruiz's bird sonar? I didn't know, mainly because I actually haven't heard of Christopher Ruiz before I made that little graphic of his bird before. My apologies if I didn't know. I saw he had like 30k subs, so that's pretty impressive. But yeah, in that case, I think it's time I end stream. But thank you guys for showing up, and I really appreciate it. And I might do this again next Friday. So yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, bye guys.